Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're not just opening a book, we're really diving into one of the absolute giants of literature,
Yeah.
Victor Hugo's Les Misérables.
It's such an epic.
It really is. And our mission here is to dig into the big ideas, the sort of timeless truths packed into this massive story, and maybe give you a bit of a shortcut to understanding its lasting impact.
And it really does have lasting impact, doesn't it? I mean, it's amazing how a story from, the 1860s, set in 19th century France?
1862 it was published.
Right. How it can still make us think so much about, what it means to be human, about law, justice, these huge, complicated ideas. It really speaks volumes about Hugo's insight.
Absolutely. And when it came out, it wasn't just like another novel.
Yeah.
It hit globally, immediately, translated everywhere. People were just gripped by it. And it still grips people.
It does.
Because it's not just social commentary, though it's definitely that.
Yeah.
Hugo wraps it all up in this really compelling crime thriller format. You've got this relentless chase, an ex-convict trying to make good.
Jean Valjean.
Jean Valjean, yeah. And this obsessive inspector, Javert, who just will not let him go.
Yeah.
It's nail-biting stuff, honestly.
It really is. And Les Mis doesn't just tell a story, it paints this incredibly rich picture of life back then. You get the customs, the struggles, the values, even the little details of daily life. It's a history lesson woven into these personal stories. But beyond that history, it keeps asking these big questions, like what is law, really? Is it the same as justice? Especially when society seems more interested in punishing than fixing things.
Or rehabilitating.
Exactly. And how do we connect with people on the edges? And maybe the most powerful thing is how it shows that just one act of kindness, of understanding, can completely change someone's path. It makes you rethink compassion, grace, all of it.
That's so true. And the guy behind it all, Victor Hugo.
Yeah.
I mean, what a figure. Born 1802, died 1885, a massive force in French Romanticism. We know Hunchback of Notre Dame, Toilers of the Sea. But Les Misérables feels like his magnum opus in many ways. What blows me away is his empathy. He gets inside the heads of everyone, nobles, convicts, revolutionary street kids.
He covers the whole spectrum of society.
Yeah, this incredible depth in showing the human condition, warts and all.
And for this deep dive, we should mention, we're leaning quite a bit on a really good adaptation by Walcer Carrasco. He's a Brazilian author, great at making classics feel fresh, especially for maybe newer readers.
Makes sense for such a huge book.
Yeah, and it's got this great introduction by Ligia Catamartori, too. It just helps make this sprawling epic a bit more manageable while keeping all that powerful stuff, the core message. It's a solid way in.
Okay, good to know. So, the heart of it all, Jean Valjean. His story kicks off with something seemingly small, but huge in consequence. Stealing a loaf of bread.
For his starving family, his sister's kid.
Right. And for that, 19 years hard labor. 19. So he gets out, marked by this past, and he has to basically vanish, create a new identity. But it's not just about hiding, is it? It feels like he genuinely wants a chance to be decent again.
Oh, absolutely. And that's where it gets really interesting, because as Monsieur Madeleine, this new identity, he doesn't just lay low, he thrives.
Right, he becomes this successful businessman.
Uses his smarts, his work ethic, ends up transforming the local industry, becomes mayor, helps people out. He's embodying the very kindness he needed himself.
Building this whole new life.
Exactly. But there's always Javert, that relentless shadow, the inspector who's convinced Madeleine is Valjean. He's watching, setting traps. It creates this constant underlying tension. Every good deed Valjean does could be the one that undoes him.
Such intense psychological pressure.
Totally.
So, to really get Valjean, we need to rewind to right when he gets out of prison. 1815, the book starts there, showing just how brutal society was to someone like him.
Yeah, that yellow passport, it's like a brand.
It is. It basically screams pariah. Makes it impossible to just blend back in. Let's picture this. October 1815, late afternoon, a man walking alone. He looks rough.
19 years in the galleys will do that.
For sure. Strong guy, maybe late 40s, shaved head, ragged beard, carrying this big walking stick, dusty, sweaty, just looks miserable. He walks into this town, Dinga. Nobody knows him. He has papers, that yellow license thing.
The thing that lets him travel but also condemns him?
Exactly. He needs food, a place to sleep. So he heads to the best inn in town, knocks on the door. The innkeeper comes out.
As Labar, what do you want?
As Valjean, to eat and sleep.
As Labar, simple enough.
As Valjean, if you can pay.
As Valjean, I have money.
But the innkeeper, he's looking him up and down, suspicious. Sends someone off to the town hall with Valjean's papers. Messenger comes back quick. Innkeeper reads the note.
As Labar, sir, I cannot accommodate you.
As Valjean, look, I'll pay up front if you want.
As Labar, I don't have a room. And
Right.
dinner. No, I can't serve you dinner.
As Valjean, but I'm exhausted, starving. I'll pay. Just dinner.
As Labar, I have nothing for you. Go away. I know who you are. Jean Valjean.
Oof. Just kicked out. Humiliated. So he wanders the streets, hungry, lost, tries another inn.
Same story. Thrown out. The yellow paper is like a curse following him. He even tries the prison. Can you imagine?
The irony. Turned away even from the prison.
And then the absolute lowest point, he tries to sleep in a doghouse.
Gets chased out by the dog.
Yeah.
Bitten. Can you even fathom that level of rejection? A kennel is okay for a dog, but not for him. He just collapses on the ground. And that line,
Devastating.
I'm not even worth a dog.
Just crush. He's lying there on a bench in the square, and this old lady, a marquise, sees him after church. She comes over. As marquise, what are you doing here, my friend?
As Valjean lying down, as you can see.
As marquise, on that bench.
As Valjean. For 19 years, I slept on wood. Tonight, stone is fine.
As marquise, have you knocked anywhere?
As Valjean. Everywhere. They all turned me away.
As marquise, have you knocked there? She points to a nearby house.
As Valjean.
As marquise, then that is where you should knock.
And this isn't just, like, a sad story. Hugo is showing how the system failed. Post-revolution France. What was punishment even for? Was it just revenge? Because there was clearly no path back for someone like Valjean.
That yellow passport, it's such a powerful symbol. It's the state basically saying you are marked forever. It makes genuine change almost impossible unless something extraordinary happens.
Like Bishop Miracle.
Exactly. Which brings us to the bigger picture, the society itself. Okay, so France had been through massive turmoil. The revolution in 1789, it completely upended everything. Remember the three estates?
Church, nobility, everyone else.
Right. Before that, you had the king with all the power, nobles living it up with privileges, while most people were miserable, taxed to death. Versailles, endless wars. The country was broke.
Then, boom, revolution, liberty, equality, fraternity, off with the king's head. Total chaos, total change.
For a while. Then Napoleon takes over in 99, spreads revolutionary ideas, but also builds an empire. Conquers most of Europe until...
Waterloo, 1815, end of an era.
Yep. And then comes the Restoration. The old royal family, the Bourbons, they're back, King Louis VIII. But society is just fractured. You've got people still fighting for the Republic, hating the monarchy.
And others calling the Republicans regicides, king killers.
Exactly. Deep divisions, old grudges, new tensions. It's unstable, suspicious, unforgiving. That's the world Valjean steps back into. His yellow passport isn't just paper, it's a target in this hostile environment.
And right then, when he's at his absolute rock bottom, he knocks on the door the Marquise pointed to. And he meets Bishop Charles-François Myriel. Monseigneur bienvenue. Monseigneur welcome.
Perfect name for him.
Totally. 75 years old, radiating kindness, simplicity. This wasn't a guy just preaching Christian ideals. He lived them. Humility, loving your neighbor. That was his whole deal.
Absolutely. He famously refused the fancy bishop's palace, said it was too much while people were suffering.
Gave to the hospital.
Right. Lived in a small house with his sister and one servant. Gave away almost all his money to the poor. And the craziest part...
It's a door.
Never locked. Ever. Drove his servant nuts, understandably. It was this radical act of trust in a world full of suspicion.
That's the door Valjean knocks on. What happens next? It's iconic. It's the spark. Let's hear it. Valjean goes in. As Valjean, voice rough, weary, but intense. The door opened. A man entered. The stranger. Harsh look, violent even, but tired. So tired. By the firelight, he looked terrifying. The servant, she definitely trembled. As Valjean was setting his tale. My name is Jean Valjean, galley convict, 19 years. Released 4 days ago. Going to Pontarlier. Walked 4 days straight. Got here tonight. Went to an inn. They wouldn't take me. Had to show my papers at town hall. Innkeeper found out. Went somewhere else. Thrown out. Tried the prison. No room. Tried a doghouse. Fled from bites. Lying on bench when a lady pointed here. Told me to knock. What is this place? An inn. I have money. Earned it in 19 years hard labor. I'm exhausted. Hungry. Can I stay?
As Bishop, calm, warm, zero judgment, set another place at the table.
Is Valjean stunned. You understand. I'm a convict. Here's the yellow paper. Says I served time. That's why I'm chased out. Want to read it? I learned to read in prison. See, it says, Jean Valjean, prisoner, released after 19 years, 5 for theft, 14 for trying to escape 4 times. This man is very dangerous.
As Bishop, unfazed. Put clean sheets on the guest bed. Sir, sit down and warm yourself. We'll eat shortly.
Valjean must have been floored. That harsh, bitter mask he wore, you can almost see it cracking. Surprise, doubt, maybe even joy, just being treated like a human being, called sir, as Valjean, voice trembling slightly. Really, you'll shelter me, not throw me out. A convict, a galley slave, and you call me sir, all neat. Sleep in a bed, sheets, blankets, 19 years without a bed.
As bishop, gentle, I'm a priest here. No, keep your money.
And then the bishop does something amazing. He puts his silver candlesticks on the table. Not for himself, but just to give Valjean more light. A small thing, but it screams trust, generosity.
As bishop, quiet authority. This house isn't mine. It belongs to Jesus Christ. You're hungry, thirsty. Welcome. Don't thank me. The owner isn't me. It's anyone who needs help. Everything here is yours. I must call you my brother.
Wow. My brother. He sees right through the label. But Valjean, he's still carrying all that baggage, right? Decades of distrust. So in the middle of the night,
he steals the silverware, almost like an old reflex. He runs off, seemingly repaying kindness with betrayal. Shows how deep those survival instincts run.
But then the police catch him, and they drag him right back to the bishop's house.
And this is the moment. What does the bishop do? Does he condemn him? Yeah. Send him back? No. He covers for him. It makes you ask, what kind of forgiveness is that powerful, that it can basically override the law for something deeper?
Is justice always punishment? Or can it be mercy?
Exactly. So the police bring Valjean in, as bishop, sounding almost pleased, maybe slightly chiding. Ah, you've come back. I'm glad to see you. But now I remember. I also gave you the silver candlesticks along with the rest. Why didn't you take them with the silverware?
As policeman, confused. You gave this man the silver, Monseigneur. We saw him running. Looks suspicious? Arrested him? He had the silver?
As bishop, firmly taking charge. And he told you an old priest gave it to him, where he spent the night. That's true. Why arrest him? It's a mistake. My friend, before you go, take the candlesticks. To Valjean. Don't forget, never forget, that you promised to use this money to become an honest man. Jean Valjean, my brother, remember that you no longer belong to evil, but to good. It is your soul I am buying for you. I snatch it away from evil thoughts and from the spirit of perdition to give it to God.
That phrase, it is your soul I am buying for you. That's the absolute core of it. It's not just forgiveness, it's rebirth. Valjean goes from hating the world to believing in kindness again. The bishop didn't just save him from prison, he saved his soul.
But it wasn't instant, was it? Which makes it feel more real. After leaving Digne, still reeling, he sees this little kid, Gervais, playing with a coin.
And he steals it, just steps on it and takes it, almost unthinking.
But this time, the reaction is totally different. Overwhelming remorse. He cries. Not for himself, but because he realizes what he's done, especially after the bishop's example.
And that's when he yells, I am a wretch.
Yeah.
It's not just admitting guilt, it's seeing himself clearly, horrified. Yeah. That's the real start of his transformation. The bishop's grace finally landed.
Okay, let's jump ahead 2 years. 1817, we meet Fantine. Young seamstress in Paris gets abandoned by her rich boyfriend after having a baby, Cosette.
A familiar, tragic story even then.
Totally. And to find work back in her hometown, Montreuil-sur-Mer, she has to hide Cosette because having a child out of wedlock, huge scandal. Social death, basically.
Yeah.
Especially for working women.
So desperate move. She leaves Cosette with this couple, the Thénardier. They run a tavern in Montfermeil.
Yeah.
And these two.
They are the worst. Hugo really paints them as pure evil. He's this cunning, greedy ex-soldier. She's just wild and cruel, absolutely zero scruples. And they see Fantine's desperation a mile off. They bleed her dry, constantly demanding more money for Cosette's upkeep while treating the poor girl like dirt.
Making her work, neglecting her.
Yeah. The little girl becomes pale, thin, miserable. They call her the Lark, which is just heartbreakingly ironic because, as Hugo says, she never sang. Her childhood is just stolen. It's Hugo slamming child exploitation, society looking the other way.
Meanwhile, Fantine's life just goes downhill. She gets fired from the factory because someone gossiped about her having a daughter.
Again, society punishing her, not helping.
No kidding. So she's desperate to keep paying the Thénardiers, and the sacrifices she makes, they're just horrifying. She sells everything, piece by piece.
It starts with her hair, her beautiful blonde hair. She goes to a barber.
As barber, how much?
She sells it, uses the money to buy winter clothes for Cosette, sends them off, but the Thénardiers, they're furious. They wanted cash.
So they give the clothes to their own daughters, leave Cosette freezing. Unbelievable cruelty.
Then comes another letter. Cosette's sick, they claim. Need money for medicine. Fantine's walking the streets, desperate, and she hears this street dentist.
As dentist. Lovely teeth. 2 gold coins for the front, too.
She's horrified at first, revolted. But she rereads that letter, thinks of Cosette supposedly dying. Later that night, a neighbor finds her sitting by candlelight. She shows the neighbor 2 gold coins. As neighbor, where'd you get these? Fantine just turns away, tries to smile, and the candlelight shows this horrible black gap in her mouth. She sold her teeth.
Oh my God.
Sends the money. And of course, another lie, Cosette wasn't sick. It's just brutal. Selling her hair, her teeth, eventually her body. Hugo shows how society strips away not just dignity, but humanity, especially from women like her. He's challenging that whole Victorian morality that blamed the victim.
And the whole time, she's cursing this man, Monsieur Madeleine, the mayor. She blames him for losing her factory job. The terrible irony
is that Madeleine is Jean Valjean. After the bishop, he used the silver, built a new life, became this benefactor, this respected mayor. He's the one she hates, but also unknowingly her only hope.
And guess who shows up as police inspector in the same town?
Javert, of course. Mr. Unbending Law. He immediately suspects Madeleine. Why? Because Valjean, as Madeleine, lifts this incredibly heavy cart to save some poor guy trapped underneath.
That's superhuman strength again.
For Javert, that's like the signature move of Jean Valjean. His suspicion is locked in. It's fate pushing them together again.
So one day, Fantine, now sick, toothless, working the streets, gets into a fight. Javert arrests her, sees a criminal, nothing more.
But Madeleine steps in. He sees her suffering. He frees her from Javert and promises Fantine he'll take care of Cosette. It's like the bishop's grace flowing through him now.
Huge moment. But Javert, he's not letting go.
Nope. He reports Madeleine, convinced he's Valjean. But HQ writes back saying, no, we found the real Jean Valjean. He's about to stand trial. Some poor peasant named Champmathieu caught stealing apples.
Oh, man. So Valjean knows this guy is innocent. Champmathieu's going to prison for him.
The ultimate dilemma. Let an innocent man take the fall, keep his new life, his wealth, his reputation, or confess, lose everything, go back to the galleys, but keep his soul clean, keep that promise to the bishop.
It's not just about him, is it? Is Hugo questioning the whole system? Is integrity just following rules or sometimes breaking them for a higher truth? Valjean's choice here is massive. What does he do?
The trial is happening. Champmathieu is just bewildered, scared. The judge is about to sentence him when this voice rings out from the back.
As Madeleine, strong, clear. Look at me. Don't you recognize me? Release the accused. The man you're looking for is not him. I am Jean Valjean. I'm not mad. The judge is making a mistake. Arrest me.
Then he turns to the other convicts, the witnesses who supposedly knew Valjean, calls them out.
As Madeleine, remember Brevet. Your checkered suspender in prison. Chenildieu, the burn on your right shoulder. Cochepail, that tattoo on your arm. March 1st, 1815. Napoleon's Landing. Show it.
The convicts are stunned. They can't deny it. The whole courtroom is silent. They know.
As Madeleine, accepting his fate, this is the proof. I am Jean Valjean.
And he just walks out through the silent crowd. No one stops him. He chose truth over freedom. Champmathieu is acquitted. But Fantine, she's waiting for Cosette, fading fast. Valjean gets back to her, but Javert is there, triumphant.
As Javert, grabbing Valjean, there is no mayor here. Only a thief, a galley convict named Jean Valjean, whom I have arrested.
Fantine hears this, cries out, reaches for Valjean, and just collapses, dead. The shock, the illness, it's just too much. A truly brutal end, highlighting society's cruelty.
Valjean leans down, whispers something in her ear. A promise, a blessing. Sit there someplace. The nun swears she saw a smile on Fantine's face. Then he just turns himself over to Javert. His focus now is entirely on Cosette.
He gets arrested, big scandal, but again, that strength, he escapes. Fakes his own death saving a sailor, swims ashore, vanishes again, but now he has one single purpose. Find Cosette, fulfill that promise.
And he finds her, still with a tanny day, still being treated like a slave, basically. Forced to do heavy work, like fetching water from the woods at night. Terrifying for a little kid.
That meeting in the woods, it's so pivotal. Cosette is struggling with this huge bucket. Valjean just appears. He barely knows her, but feels this instant connection. Responsibility.
As narrator, Cosette picks up the bucket, almost as big as her. Into the dark woods she goes, straining, stops, out of breath, trembling. Suddenly the weight is gone. As Valjean, gently. My child, this bucket is far too heavy for you. I'll carry it. How old are you?
As Cosette, small voice.
8 years old. As Valjean. Do you have a mother?
As Cosette, sadly. I don't know. The other girls do, but I don't. I think I never had one.
As Valjean. What's your name?
As Cosette? Cosette.
Valjean feels like he's been struck by lightning. It hits him hard. He carries the bucket back. And then he does something amazing. He buys her that huge porcelain doll she'd been longing for from a shop window.
The symbol of everything she couldn't have.
Exactly. That act of kindness after all the cruelty. It's the start of her new life. Valjean is essentially buying her soul back from misery, just like the bishop did for him.
And from then on, he's completely devoted to her, takes her to Paris, they hide out, first in this dodgy boarding house, always looking over their shoulder. Then they find sanctuary in the Petit Picpus convent.
He teaches her to read, loves her like a daughter. It shows his redemption isn't just internal, it's about the love he gives.
Right, in the convent, men aren't usually allowed. But Fauchelin helps him. Remember the guy Valjean saved from the cart?
The past kindness paying off.
Exactly. Valjean works there as a gardener. Cosette gets an education, peace, safety. It's a quiet haven for them both, away from Javert, away from the world.
Years go by. Cosette grows up, becomes this beautiful young woman, and then, in the Luxembourg Gardens, she meets Marius Pontmercy.
And everything changes again. Marius, he's this idealistic young guy torn between his grandfather, Gillenormand, who's a hardcore royalist.
Hates the revolution, hates Napoleon.
Right. And his own father, a colonel in Napoleon's army, who his grandfather basically kept him away from.
So Marius grows up not really knowing his dad. But after his father dies, he finds out the truth, embraces his father's revolutionary ideals, totally rejecting his grandfather's world. Classic Hugo conflict family versus ideals.
Yep. And he falls head over heels for Cosette, but Valjean, his whole world is Cosette. He sees Marius, panics about losing her, tries to stop their walks in the garden. That protective father instinct kicks in hard.
But fate keeps weaving these threads together. Turns out Marius ends up living next door to guess who?
Oh no, not that Thénardier.
Yep, living under a fake name, Jondrette, still grifting, scamming, sunk even lower.
And Marius figures out who they are.
Worse, he overhears them planning to ambush this old guy who visits them sometimes. And the old guy is Jean Valjean.
No way. And does Marius realize the Thénardier connection to his father then?
He does. He hears Thénardier bragging and realizes this is the Sergeant Thénardier his father mentioned in his will, the guy who supposedly saved his life at Waterloo.
Supposedly being the key word, Thénardier was just robbing corpses.
Exactly. So Marius is stuck. Honor his father's misguided wish and protect this scumbag. Or expose him knowing he's attacking Valjean, who Marius doesn't yet know is Cosette's father. What a horrible choice.
So the ambush happens. Thénardier confronts Valjean in their nasty little den.
As Thénardier snarling, "Don't you recognize me? Not Jondrette. Thénardier from Montfermeil. Remember, giver of dolls, took Fantine's girl, threatened me in the woods, kidnap her. But I'm stronger now."
As Valjean, trying to stall. Poor man. Mistaken identity.
As Thénardier, "Bandit. That's what you call us. I want money. Lots of it. Or I'll kill you right here."
As Valjean, time. Buy some time.
And then Valjean does something insane. Breaks free, grabs a red-hot chisel from the fire, and burns himself with it. Drives it into his own arm.
Just to prove he's desperate, maybe buy time, show he won't break easily. It's shocking. Shows his sheer will.
Totally. Marius is watching this horror show, paralyzed. Then a note slides under the door. "The police are coming." It's from Éponine.
Thénardier's daughter. Love with Marius. Tragic figure.
Marius uses the note to warn them. Police burst in, led by Javert, of course. Chaos ensues. And Valjean, poof, gone. Escapes again.
Always slipping away.
Then comes the 1832 rebellion. After General Lamarck's funeral, Paris erupts. Marius, despairing over Cosette, thinking he's lost her, goes to the barricades, ready to die for the cause.
Valjean finds out. He intercepts a letter from Cosette to Marius, realizes how much they love each other, and crucially that Marius plans to die there. So Valjean goes too, not to fight, but to save Marius.
Risking everything again. And who does he find at the barricade, captured by the rebels?
Javert, infiltrating as a spy.
Right, and Valjean, he gets Javert handed over to him. Everyone expects him to execute his lifelong nemesis, but instead...
He cuts his ropes, lets him go free. An act of mercy Javert literally cannot compute. It breaks his brain. Mercy from a convict. Doesn't fit his black and white world.
It's Valjean's ultimate revenge moral superiority.
So the final battle happens. Marius is badly wounded. Valjean finds him, throws him over his shoulder, and carries him into the sewers.
The Paris sewers. Dark, filthy, dangerous. A literal descent into hell to save Marius.
And down there, in the muck and darkness, who does he bump into?
It can't be.
Thénardier. Again, lurking like a sewer rat. Thinks Valjean has just robbed and killed Marius. Offers him the key to get out for half the loot.
And Valjean
gives him all the money he has left just to get Marius out. Total selflessness.
We finally emerge from the sewer, filthy. Valjean carrying Marius. And guess who's waiting by the riverbank?
Has to be Javert.
Javert himself. investigating crime along the sand. Valjean, covered in filth, just reveals himself. I am Jean Valjean. Help me get this boy to his grandfather's.
And Javert
agrees. Incredibly, yes. He helps get Marius home. Then Valjean asks to stop at his own place for a moment. Javert waits outside. But he can't handle it.
The contradiction is too much.
Exactly. Valjean's kindness, his mercy,
Yeah.
it shatters Javert's entire worldview, his lifetime commitment to rigid law. He can't reconcile the criminal Valjean with this man of immense goodness. His system collapses.
So he walks to the bridge and jumps into the sun. Suicide. He couldn't live in a world where good and evil weren't simple, fixed categories. His death is tragic, but it's also Hugo's commentary on the limits of pure legalism.
And with Javert gone, Valjean is finally truly free from pursuit. The story shifts towards resolution. Marius recovers. He makes peace with his grandfather, which is huge.
And Marius and Cosette, they're getting married. A happy ending seems possible.
But Valjean feels he has to be honest. Before the wedding, he tells Marius about Cosette's dowry, a fortune he earned as Madeleine, and he confesses he's not her real father, just her guardian.
And Marius, shocked, learning bits of Valjean's mysterious past but not the whole truth, he pushes Valjean away, asks him to distance himself from their new life. It's harsh, but maybe understandable given what little he knew then.
But the whole truth comes out. Thanks, ironically, to Thénardier one last time. He tries to blackmail Marius, thinking he has dirt on Valjean.
But he messes up, right? Accidentally reveals the good stuff.
Exactly. He proved Valjean didn't steal from Madeleine, because he was Madeleine. He proves Valjean didn't kill Javert because Javert killed himself. And the final piece. Thénardier shows Marius a scrap of cloth torn from Valjean's coat in the sewer, proving Valjean saved his life.
Oh, wow. The full picture. Marius must have been devastated by how wrong he was.
Totally. Overwhelmed with gratitude, shame, he grabs Cosette, runs to Valjean's place to beg forgiveness to bring him back as Marius rushing, emotional. Cosette, let's go to your father's house. Oh my God, he's the one who saved my life. I understand now. The letter, he got it, went to the barricade for me, carried me through the sewers. We have to bring him home. He's never leaving us again.
As Valjean, weak, hopeful. Cosette, am I forgiven?
As Marius, kneeling. My father.
As Valjean, faint smile. Forgive me too, Marius. Thank you, my son. As Cosette, crying. How foolish I was. I thought I'd never see you again.
As Marius. Do you hear? He saved me, gave me you. And I was ungrateful, unjust. And he thanks me. Why didn't you tell me everything?
As Valjean, simply. I told the truth.
As Marius. The whole truth. Why not say you were Madeleine? Saved Javert. Saved me.
As Valjean, fading but content, I had to step back. Couldn't stay away from Cosette entirely. The heart, it's like a dog, needs a bone. He's clearly fading, very ill by now. But he's happy. Reunited with them. His final words, they really sum it all up. As Valjean, voice soft. Your mother suffered greatly. Loved you, Cosette. I'm going. Remember me sometimes. Always love each other. That's the best thing. Love. I don't know. I see light. Come closer. I die happy. Bring your heads close. Let me put my hands on them.
Cosette and Marius kneel, kissing his hands. He leans back. The light from those two silver candlesticks, the ones from the bishop, falls on his face. His eyes close. He's gone.
A peaceful end. Surrounded by the love he created. His mission complete. Buried, as he wished, in an unmarked grave. A humble end for such an epic life.
There's that story about some lines etched on the stone, faded now, as narrator. He sleeps, though fate was harsh to him. He lived. He died when he lost his angel. He left with the same simplicity, as night follows day.
Just beautiful. And it brings us back to the core message, doesn't it? Like Walsier Carrasco said in that adaptation note, anyone can make the world better. You just have to want to. Love your neighbor. That's the point. It's so simple, yet so profound.
It really is. It's a story that stays with you. Makes you think about injustice, redemption, love, transformation. Yeah. All of it. If you haven't read it, Hugo's full version is a masterpiece, obviously.
Yeah.
Or Carrasco's adaptation is a great way in.
And there are so many films. Plus, the musical Les Misérables, it's a global phenomenon for a reason. Still packing theaters, still moving people.
Well, we hope you enjoyed this deep dive into the world of Les Misérables. It was definitely a journey for us, too. As you head back into your week, maybe think about this. How does the story challenge how we think about justice and forgiveness today?
Yeah, like, is real redemption possible if society doesn't allow it? And what power do those small individual acts of kindness really have? What does it mean for us now to buy a soul for God?
How do we let go of the past, our own or others? And how much do we depend on that unexpected generosity from someone else to help us do it?
Heavy questions.
But good ones.
Definitely.
Thanks so much for joining us on the deep dive.
Until next time.